Hey everybody, Mr. Bookie Boo here, and today I'm going to show you a quick video on how I went about modifying my Hogwarts Express. Now, since I posted this on Instagram, a lot of you have messaged me and commented saying, "Hey Mr. Bookie Boo, how'd you do this?" And so rather than try to reply in the comments and type it all out, I figure I just make a video for you guys real quick and show you some of the little tips and tricks I did as I modified this thing. This is the brand new Hogwarts Express. It just came out a few weeks ago, and it's a good set. It's pretty cool. It was a fun build, but as is the case with most Lego sets, there's usually room for improvement, which I immediately saw. And so I had this thing, looked at it, said, "Hey, that's great," and then I started tearing it apart and modifying it to make it just a little bit better or make it my own. Kind of a thing. So the very first thing and the most obvious thing once you get this set is you realize there's no motor. So if you want to play with it or have it run on the layout, you're pushing it, which is fun for my kids, not so much fun for me because I like to sit back and watch the trains roll around on the track. So the very first thing that I did was I started figuring out how am I going to motorize this thing. And now I've already seen a few other people online that have motorized theirs, and there's probably 6 different ways you can do it. The way that I did it was pretty quick and simple if you have the right pieces to do it. Basically, what I did is the motor's in the tender along with the battery box. It's all power functions. And you can see in the tender here, so the bottom part, this is one of those bogie motors. So the motor's in the trucks here with the wheels, and these wheels are powered. And that's how it, basically the tender is actually pushing the locomotive around the track. The other thing you'll notice too is I magnetized. So I actually put the magnetic couplers because I wasn't a fan of the Technic pin doohickeys that they put in those new ones. I don't know. I just like the magnetic ones better. It's just personal preference. But basically, because the bogie motor is a little bit longer than the standard tender that comes with the set, which I felt was a little bit too small in my opinion. So all I did was I rebuilt the top deck, and this just kind of sits on here real easy. It attaches to the bogie motor with a Technic plate with there's a plate with little holes in the bottom. It plops right in there. There's just a small little frame in here, and then I just extended it by 4 studs in length. That also gives me plenty of room for the battery box, which is up on the top here, and also room to hide the cables, which sit right in here, which I'll try to get a little angle on. It's black, of course, everything's black, so you can't really see it, and I tried to hide them as best I could, but all the cables are basically tucked in front of the battery box there. Now, the IR receiver, because this is the old-fashioned. Now it's not that old. It's not that old. When the power functions came out, well, I guess it did came out. Gosh, yeah, I'm gonna date myself now. The power functions has been out for quite a while, huh? Because it was like with Emerald Knight, so it's what, at least like 7 years old now. Oh gosh. Anyway, this is the old power functions with the IR remote because I don't have access. I didn't get the new Bluetooth one yet that comes with the new trains. I'm probably going to switch all my trains to Bluetooth just because it's easier to control them and I don't have to have line of sight. But for now, the IR receiver is right inside the cab here of the locomotive. There's plenty of room in there. I just had to remove just a couple pieces to get it to fit. And basically, let's see if I can do this right with my tripod. Basically, you can kind of see inside here. If I turn, you can see there's the IR receiver sitting in there along with the connecting pin wires that go back to the tender, one for the battery box and one for the motor. And so basically, that just sits right in there. Minimal modifications required in the cab. I think I took out maybe like 3 or 4 bricks and then just attached everything up, added magnetic couplers, and then the locomotive was good to go. And that was pretty much it for that. And now it's powered. It runs pretty good. The tender pushes well. I haven't had any problems with derailments. Simple, quick, effective, right? The next thing is the coaches. So the coach that comes with it comes with one coach, of course. It's kind of small. It's only basically 4 windows wide. And there's no doors, which drives me nuts on the Lego train sets. And it's missing, I don't know, a few little details here and there, in my opinion. It only has one wheel on each side, so it's kind of really small. It doesn't look like a passenger coach to me. I don't know. So what I did is I lengthened it. Now I had one of these longer train plates. I had an extra one. The ones in black are actually really hard to find. There's actually none available on Bricklink unless you go to Europe to buy some from people, and they're really expensive. But you can easily modify the coaches using a shorter train plate, which I can kind of show you here. So this is a shorter plate. It's short by 4 studs from the length of the other one here. And basically all I did is I just add some 2x6 plates right on the end here, and everything's kind of attached and held together through the vestibule. Did I say that right? Vestibule, yeah. And it all kind of holds together. Now the doors are also functional on this, so you can open the doors on both sides. I still got to put the interior on this particular car. And of course the roofs come off as well. So the roofs pop right off. Hopefully they'll come off easily as I lose a piece, but you can see the roof pops right off. And so basically you can get in there just as easily as the original. This design is actually, if you look behind, you'll see the influence for this design sitting right back there. It's basically the door design is the Emerald Knight coach, which I felt was a really good design for this style of passenger car. It works really well. It's pretty easy to work with. The proportions look right in my opinion. I don't know, I just like it. So this actually, what I also did is I actually got a second Hogwarts engine set to get the stickers and to get the windows and most of the accessories, because with these coaches, basically with the set, with the official Lego set, you're like probably about 80% there to build the larger coach. I just needed a few extra pieces from the parts bin and a few specialized parts from like I say, like the stickers and a few other things. The other thing you'll notice is I also added steps to my coaches, so you can passengers can get in from a lower platform. I also figured out I'm making the 9 3/4 platform over in the other part of the city, but I also figured out how to make that raised platform and make the locomotives fit. I actually figured that out just the other day. So that'll be my next city update, so you get to see some of the train station as well. But back to the Hogwarts Express, that's it for now. So basically I've got the locomotive and 2 cars, which I think is a pretty good length. It runs really smooth. It looks pretty good. I can't really think of too much else I might want to modify. At first I was thinking I might do a little bit with the cab. I don't know though. I think it looks pretty good as is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it needs further modifications on the locomotive? I know some people are making the actual engine a little bit bigger. Maybe lengthening it a bit or adding just more detail here and there. I don't know. I think for what it is, it's pretty good. It's instantly recognizable. And I think with just these few little additions that it's a great, it's a great little set. So that's it. If you have questions or you want me to go into further details, just let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like this? Do you have the Hogwarts Express? Are you going to plan to motorize it? What do you think? Are you going to get all the Harry Potter sets that are out? They're pretty cool. That new Hogwarts castle is awesome, let me tell you. Yeah. So that's it for this update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back soon with even more updates and not city updates. We're trying to do some other videos along the way here and get a little different, mix things up a little bit. So thanks for watching. Bye.